Welcome to Mario Kart! I think I didn't say it very well, but anyway, welcome to Mario Kart season, guys. First time IOR is racing in Mario Kart in our IOR history. It's gonna be our first GP in Mario Kart, so I hope everyone is gonna enjoy this one. We got our first Mario Kart race in IOR history. Well, of course, it's the new regulations. This 2026 regulations, which many have compared to Mario Kart due to the boost mode mainly, the clipping, many things that happen with these regulations that are not something usual in the F1 cars. A little bit of artificial overtaking with the boost mode, boost that you get through the whole lap. It's that extra power in the battery. And I still don't end understanding exactly how it works, but it's basically like Charles Leclerc said in Australia. It's like the mushroom in the Mario Kart. So we've decided to name this IOR season, Season 13, as the Mushroom Cup. The Mushroom Cup that is starting in Desert Hills, in Bahrain. And we start the season in Bahrain then. And we have very low attendance, unfortunately. But yeah, we look forward to improve the attendance. It's basically a new stage for the league with these new regulations that some people still don't totally like. I think it's really fun in the game. I don't really like them in real life because I believe F1 should be about driving to the limit, not saving all the time. But in the game, I think it's actually really fun and maybe will give us a little bit exciting, really exciting season. In this season 13, also named as the Mushroom Cup. Of course, Mario Kart is not real racing. I mean, it's racing, but it's racing like artificial racing, which is a little bit what we have now with this new F1 regulations. So, of course, since Miami, the things improved and it was a little bit more realistic than the first three rounds, especially Japan, which was a total clown show. But yeah, now heading into the F1 League, into IOR. I think it's going to be really fun to watch racing with these new regulations. After all, it's a game. After all, it can be really fun, even though it's not very realistic. I mean, it's realistic if we compare it to real life F1 right now, but it's not realistic to what F1 has always been, which is something I don't really like I already said, but I think it's going to be fun once again to watch it here in IOR League racing. So we get then 9 cars. We're gonna have Infinity joining the lobby soon. Actually, I'm gonna leave him an invite just in case. I really hope he jumps in for the start of the GP. Pitbull has set now the fastest lap of the session at 33.0. The man on the Williams, actually the only... No, we have 2 teams today, actually. We got the Williams team and the Aston Martin team. It can be very good for our guys in the Williams and Aston Martin to score really solid points today for the championship. We'll see who's going to be on for the win today. I think Equator at the moment is showing great pace, of course, our current champion. The Season 12 champion, we remember that great fight with Omar and Joseph Vesely till the final round. Equator, I think many believed that he wasn't going to be able to hold that lead after what had happened in the last couple of rounds, but somehow pulled a massive pace in the last race in Brazil and took that well-deserved championship, fought hard for it, and now he's driving for the Mercedes as an IOR champion. And we compared the Season 12 to real life F1 2025. Now we'll see if this season is going to be a little bit like this season as well in real life F1, having the Mercedes as the dominant team. Equator's teammate's not here today, but Equator I think is coming here for... possibly could be on for the win. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to challenge him. Joseph Vesely actually not setting a great lap time. 30.2, it's not a great start for Joseph. The man that fought for the championship last season. We get AJ here in P9 making his debut on the Red Bull. Coming here into the final corner, having a little bit of a slide there. Using his mushroom coming into the finish line, and it's gonna be P8. Not a great lap there for AJ. Well, we got 8 minutes to go to finish this qualifying session. Equator at the moment leading by more than a second. Then comes Wilco in P2, Pitbull in P3, Motorway on P4. The Pokemon is looking forward to defend his championship. Equator with a great lap time actually. It's a 28.2. No rival so far to challenge Mr. Pokemon today. At least from what we've seen. Now we'll see if Joseph Vasily can get any close to that. He's has an invalidated lap. I think he may be doing an extra warm-up lap. I think maybe a big win from Equator today. I think Infinity is gonna join, and I think it could give him a good fight. He was really good in the practice race. We'll see if he will end up joining. I hope he will end up joining. We're gonna go then back with Joseph Vesely, who's coming into the final corner. And I guess it's about to start a flying lap. Is he gonna dive into the pit lane? No, let's go on board with Joseph Vesely. Man that finished in P3 in the standings last season. That won in Season 10. His first and only championship so far. They're using a little bit of the lift and coast and it's gone very deep there into turn 1. Actually, his lap's already invalidated, isn't it? He's using the straight line mode now. But yeah, it's not a good lap from Joseph there. Coming into the end of Sector 1 and it's very, very slow. Not a great day for the Aston guys. Jay Vesely, his brother, is doing better than Joseph Vesely at the moment. We're gonna follow Jay Vesely into the finish line. Is he gonna be able to improve his lap? I guess he probably will. He actually does improve by 4 attempts, moves up to P4. Can be an interesting fight between the Williams and the Aston guys. Pitbull seems to be suited by these regulations. He's doing really well at the moment. P3 for the man on the Williams. Looking at how it is, maybe I would like to be racing. I think I could be on the podium. Maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure if I could fight against Equosar, but I maybe would like to have some fun there. But yeah, I still want to have a stream for the league. Probably gonna have very little highlights. I'm not sure what much can happen. Well, Mario Kart has always been a game of 12 drivers, so we have 9, we probably will have 10. So it's actually Mario Kart, isn't it? With Equosar dominating the field at the moment. Now AJ moves up to P2. It's gonna be very close fight, I think, if for P2 at least by now, depending on when Infinity will join. But Infinity will be starting at the back because I don't think he's gonna have enough time to set a lap time. Even if he does, I think he's not gonna be able to defeat Equosar. We'll need to do that pull lap in just one shot, which I think is really hard. After the great time Equosar has just set. I'm gonna go on with Motorway. Motorway on the slipstream now of, I think it's the Audi of Jordi. Maybe get a little bit of dirty air. I'm not sure if dirty air still exists with these regulations. I guess it does. Motorway is improving 9 attempts. It's a massive improvement. That would move him up into P2. It seems Motorway has worked very well to get himself up into this regulation. He's been on clipping mode a while ago though. He's been blocked by Jordi. And Jordi on clipping as well. Jordi now crosses the line. Motorway moves up to 2nd place. Still more than a second behind Equosar. AJ coming into the finish, into the final corner. Watching this, I think my dinosaur will be able to win. When he comes back, of course. Now we need Yoshi in Mario Kart, and Yoshi is sadly not with us today. But I think that the dinosaur will be on the win. I think it's finally time for him to get that win when he joins back the grid. Motorway currently on P2, Equosar in the lead. And that hasn't changed. Following now Equosar to his outlap. He's coming here for that final run on the Mercedes. I don't know how fun this race is gonna be. And we go on then with Equisar, who's coming in to finish his flying lap. But yeah, I think we all know he's gonna be on pole position. Joseph Vessel is jumped up to P2. Well, Equisar deploying now the last part of his battery he has. He's coming now into the final corner. In the line he goes, 28.0, improves 2/10. And yeah, it was obvious he was going to be on pole. Joseph Vesely is coming on an in lap. Pitbull finishes P3. AJ is still on a flying lap, but I think he won't be improving from what it looks like. And yeah, he won't. And that's the end of qualifying. I can say it's going to be a very close race, except from our Pokemon. Pokemon is on fire today to defend his championship. And yeah, what a pole position from Equisar. We'll see in the race if this will change a little bit, because yeah, you know, with these new regulations, it's might be a little bit easier to follow. Quali may be very complicated for some guys, then the race may be a little bit different. But you can see it's really close actually. It's really close between the rest of the grid if we don't count Equisar. So I expect to see a very fun race today. Equisar looking there for the championship once again, going back-to-back titles. And would be our third driver in IOR history to win more than one championship. Cucumber and Talis being the only ones that have won. Had won more than one championship in the story of the league. And welcome everyone to IOR Season 13, now named as the Mushroom Cup, as we will be racing in Mario Kart. That's a joke, we will be racing in the F126 cars. Coming to Bahrain, we've named this championship as Mushroom Cup. Of course due to Mario Kart, because these cars are raced like Mario Kart. It's gonna be 29 laps here in Bahrain. Equasaur the Pokemon defended his title today. No more DRS, now we got mushrooms through a lot of sections of the track, so make sure to pick your items the correct way, and of course use them the correct way. Better not be leading in the final lap, because maybe you dropped P5, maybe you DNF, gotta be careful with banana peels there on the track as well. Beautiful circuit of Bahrain, remember me to Desert Hills of Mario Kart Wii. But well, we're gonna have the boost mode, the active aero now as well. Now let's go with some of the past clips. The start of Season 3 race, still with F1 cars, Joseph glitching and unfortunately not being able to start that race. Now Thales vs Cucumber Classic from Season 8. Battle there for the lead of the race, Thales on the fresher tires, still overtaken the current champion of the league there. Now then Simon would come to win that race then. Now let's go with Archives vs Acid Masters in Season 7. A nice dive down the inside from the man in the Williams. Moves that you won't see today because of super clipping and on mushrooms. Now overtakes are done with mushrooms. And now a tragedy here between Yane and F188 in Season 1. Well, I hope you like that new intro, of course, really. I think, we need to have some fun as well in the league. Got Equasaur then, starting on pole position. We got then very much split strategies here on the grid. Let's get on as well with some of the past winners from previous seasons. It's actually Bahrain is a track that's been raced a lot in IOR history. In the tires, like we can see, it's a very mixed strategy option. We got Equasaur and Joseph on the mediums, Jay Vesely on the mediums, Motorway on the hards, Pitbull on the softs, AJ on the softs, Wilco on the mediums, Noe on the softs, Jordy on the softs as well. We'll see who's gonna win the race. I would say possibly Equasaur. To be honest, I don't think I don't see many other possibilities. I think Equasaur it's clear in front, and yeah, I'm gonna have to work hard to get a good rival for him. Now we had Omar last season. Well, Joseph, I actually expect Joseph to give us a good race today. Joseph should be able to give us a good race today against Equasaur. I hope he will. He will be able to do so. A little issue here with the graphic. I think my camera is way too big, and yeah, I apologize for that. I need to work harder on the streams for the next. I was a little bit not really focused, but yeah, we're coming back, so it's good. It's all good. Let's have some nice fun today. And we get going now. Sorry for that thing, but yeah, Mario Kart music then for the start of the race. Equasaur leading easily into turn 1, Joseph Vesely on P2, followed by Pitbull and Noe, who's got a 3-second time penalty up into P4 of the race. We got Equasaur in the lead of the race, followed by Joseph Vesely, followed by Pitbull, followed by AJ. Jordy now moves up into P4. What a start from Jordy here. Gonna have to start seeing some good moves, I think, in the race. I think it's gonna be quite fun racing. Jordy defending from AJ. AJ around the outside. Meanwhile, Equasaur leads, followed from Joseph Vesely. We got a little bit of the telemetry data here. In the lead of the race, Equasaur followed by Joseph. Equasaur that's flying at the moment, but now Joseph will try and close up the gap with the battery, with the straight line mode. There's gonna be a battle for the win between these two, I believe. Equasaur, it's not gonna be that easy to break the DRS gap, I think. Qualifying may be very complicated, but yeah, in the race it's a little bit different. We got some Mario Kart action here following us. Equasaur in the lead of the race. Now that's Jordy going off the road a little bit there. Joseph Vesely closing up the gap to Equasaur. It's only 5 tenths the distance between the top two. Can be a nice fight for the championship. Equus between these two if it happens this way. Joseph Vesely following Equusar is right at the back of him. Pitbull is going to be attacked by Jordy now. There goes Jordy. Pitbull has a lot of more battery than Jordy. Is going to let him go. They're going to Jojo, I guess. And here comes AJ. Down the inside with a golden mushroom. But he goes a little bit deep off the road there. We get a little bit of damage there from one of the guys. Equusar leading the race. Let's hope the blue shell won't hit him. Joseph Vesely right at the back of him. There comes Pitbull around the outside, defending from Jordy. Jordy getting the move done there, has a little bit of a mushroom there. But now Pitbull has a golden mushroom which lasts a little bit more, and he moves up into P3 of the race. Too many Mario Kart words I'm using here, because yeah, we're watching Mario Kart racing actually. Equusar started to fly a little bit there in the lead of the race, opening the gap to Joseph Vesely. But Joseph's picked an item box and has now got the 3 red mushrooms to try and close up a little bit the gap to Equusar, I'm sorry. Equusar in the lead of the race, followed by Joseph Vesely. Those mushrooms aren't doing all the work Joseph would need to chase after Equusar. He actually has no more battery. He hasn't used very well his mushrooms, and Equusar is now going to be able to use his extra battery to try and build up the gap against Joseph Vesely, and now the gap is 1.1. Joseph Vesely, I think, will not be getting the boost mode for the next lap. 1.3 is the gap, and yeah, no more boost for Joseph Vesely. It's going to be starting to pull away. Equusar sets the fastest lap, looking for a win here in Bahrain. Desert Hills for the Mario Kart knowers. People that know about Mario Kart, I'm not sure if that word is correctly said. Nice terrain here for P3 of the race. Pitbull could be getting his first podium in the story of the league. There goes Jay Vesely battling against AJ. This race has actually been very fun. Only to be 9 drivers. It's Mario Kart. Mario Kart is fun with low number of drivers. There goes Jay Vesely defending from AJ. AJ will be staying at the back of him. He's going to be trying to get on the slipstream. And yeah, Mario Kart does have slipstream as well. Now the gap between the leaders, Equusar is flying in the distance. 1.9 seconds in front of Joseph Vesely. Jordy right at the back of Pitbull. We're gonna have a nice battle here for the podium for P3 of the race. Noe battling against his teammate Wilco. Wilco is right in front of his teammate Noe falling down to the back of the grid. Motorway on the hard tires. Not much he can do in those slower compound of tires. The gap is, Noe's off the road. Noe's going off the road there. He has a little bit of damage. He doesn't have the end plate. Meanwhile, Equusar leads the race, followed by Joseph Vesely. Joseph, who has no items at the moment. Meanwhile, Equusar has saved his mushroom for any case. May be a little bit useful now. Pitbull opens the gap against Jordy. Pitbull into P3, stays in P3 of the race, but now with the gap open, you get AJ now with mushroom against Wilco. Motorway, who's got, I think, has run out of mushrooms now. And now comes AJ to attack Wilco down the inside. Next target might be Joseph Vesely. AJ forces him a little bit off the road there. Let's be careful with green shells as well. And now there goes Motorway, who picked an item. No, he hasn't picked an item. He's still at the back in P8 of the race. Meanwhile, Equusar has not been able to build that much the gap against Joseph Vesely. Seems saving a little bit more. I think this race has been quite fun until now. Jordy, who didn't have great pace in qualifying, now is showing really good pace in the race. I wonder if Jay Vesely will be able to chase after Pitbull and Jordy as well. Having in mind he's on the medium set of tires, he could be on for a double Aston podium. Motorway battling against AJ. He hits him with a red shell, tries to hit him with a red shell, but he has a banana at the back. So he will be able to defend from that attack from Motorway. Motorway now defending the inside from Wilco. AJ has saved one red mushroom to defend against Motorway, but he's deploying it now. Motorway has no item, which will allow Wilco, who's got a golden mushroom, to try and attack him and take the place. But now he makes a mistake. He slides a little bit off there, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time. We're going to have a nice fight here at the back. Meanwhile, Equusar is driving on his own there in the lead of the race. Joseph Vesely might have to think about an undercut. And actually now Jay Vesely is closing up the gap to Jordy. Pitbull, of course, going for the two-stop strategy. It's going to be the only strategy that will work for him. Maybe Joseph Vesely is going to be thinking about the one-stopper or something. He needs to try something to try and defeat Equasar. We saw last season Buva doing that. It didn't work to win the race. He still finished on P2 though, which was a very good race for him. There goes Motorway getting the overtake done against AJ. Actually, there's always something happening. I mean, we can't blame these new regulations for being boring, at least on the game. It's actually really fun racing. Mario Kart racing, but it's fun after all. Look at this 4-car train we have here at the back. Noe trying to get back in the mix as well. He's lost a little bit of time there. Now Motorway starts to build up a little bit of gap. I think those softs are starting to die. Wilco will try to be on the charge against AJ as well. Jay Vesely already at the back of Jordi. Jordi with no item to defend against Jay Vesely, who's been saving that golden mushroom to attack Jordi for that P4 of the race. Meanwhile, the gap between the leaders is staying the same. I think Joseph's found some pace there. They're building massively the gap against Pitbull. I definitely would like Yoshi to be on this race. I think that podium would be safe for my green dinosaur, but sadly he's not here. We follow now Jay Vesely right at the back of Jordi. Is going to use that golden mushroom now to get the overtake done around the outside. Gets the move done very, oh, banging a little bit of wheels go the two of them. He tried to put a green shell on him. It didn't really work that badly. He was able to not be spun into the wall with that. And now Jordi's picked an item. But no, he didn't pick an item. Jay Vesely still in front. This Mushroom Cup race opener has been really fun here in Desert Hills. I'm sorry, in Sakir, in Bahrain. We got now AJ into the pit lane, pitting for the hard set of tires. Equasar in the lead of the race, followed by Joseph Vesely, followed by Pitbull, followed by Jay Vesely, who will try and attack Pitbull very soon. He has the better compound of tire now. I think Pitbull's probably going to have to come into the pit lane very soon. I'm not sure if he's going to try and take those tires a little bit longer. Jordi now with, he doesn't have a mushroom, but he's trying to stay close to the back of Jay Vesely. Jay Vesely has been saving that golden mushroom to try and chase after Pitbull. Pitbull actually also has a golden mushroom there with on his hands to use now. He's not going to be able to pick any more items at the moment though, but he is up there into P3. Who would Pitbull be as a Mario character? I don't know. Equasar, well, at the moment, well, he's a Pokemon. He's been nicknamed a Pokemon. It's not a Mario character, but still a Nintendo character, so yeah. And there it goes into the pit lane. Pitbull is gonna come to make his first stop of the day. He's gonna change those soft set of tires. And now we get Motorway right at the back of Jordi. Motorway goes down the inside. He's gonna try and get the overtake done. Jordi leaves the room for him. There's a nice battle here for P4 of the race between Motorway and Jordi. Motorway manages to stay in front. Stays in P4 of the race, but there goes Jordi, doesn't want to give up. But Motorway now in much better tires than the man on the Audi. And now Joseph Vesely is 8.6 seconds behind his teammate. He has Motorway right at the back of him. Pitbull coming out on the hard set of tires, 16 seconds behind Wilco. We'll see if those hearts will bring up some good pace for the man on the Williams. We have now the battle between Motorway and Jay Vesely for that P3 of the race. I was expecting Joseph to give Equasar a little bit more of a challenge. At the moment that hasn't happened, but the gap's not that big. It's still only 4 seconds. Joseph is slowly starting to find some pace on those medium tires. So I think this season will be pretty much open. I think it's going to be probably a battle for the championship between these two. At least till the dinosaur joins. Then the dinosaur will dominate and there will be no more championship. The dinosaur Yoshi. Yoshi has to win the championship for sure. So we're going to wait for Yoshi to arrive in Monza. And then Yoshi will start dominating the season. Equasar in the lead of the race, followed by Joseph Vesely. Then comes Jay Vesely. Then comes Motorway. Now he's going to have a fight. He doesn't have an item to attack Jay Vesely at the moment. Jay Vesely is now defending from Motorway. He's actually opened the gap a little bit. Now Jordi coming into the pit lane. Jordi's coming into the pit lane. Pitbull's gonna easily jump him. What tires Jordi gonna be on is gonna go for the medium tires. Medium tires is gonna be looking to chase after Pitbull for that P6 of the race. The gap between the leaders now 4.5 seconds. So we get now the battle between Motorway and Jay Vesely for that P3 of the race. Jay Vesely is sticking there into that P3 at the moment. There goes Motorway down the inside. He's going to try and get the overtake done. He's going to deploy now his mushroom around the outside. Jay Vesely has a golden mushroom. It's not going to be easy to overtake him. No, down the inside goes Motorway. Down the inside goes Motorway. That's a very nice move. More of an F1 move than a Mario Kart move, what we've seen from Motorway now. And that's very, very nice. Wilco's not that far as well. It's only 4 seconds behind. And with the battle of the guys in front, he may start getting a little bit closer. It's already closing up the gap a little bit. Jay Vesely right at the back of Motorway. It's going to be a nice battle here for the podium of this race. Have a battle between Motorway, Vesely, Wilco. I think Pitbull and Jordi are in the mix as well. Jordi getting the overtake done against AJ. AJ defending around the outside. Nice defense from the man in the Red Bull. We're going to see these two go side by side. Now goes into clipping mode. Seems the lightning has struck AJ, but it's not enough. He suddenly grows big once again and will be able to stay in front of Jordi, but Jordi actually has no mushroom to deploy in the main straight. AJ actually has a massive golden mushroom there to deploy in the main straight, so don't expect Jordi to get past the man on the Red Bull. Into the main straight now, Motorway still keeps following the battle between him and Jay Vesely. Wilco's lost a little bit of time between them. Pitbull starting to close up a little bit the gap. I'm not sure if this strategy from Pitbull has been the best. I think Jay Vesely and Motorway have definitely picked the better strategy. Down the inside tries to go Motorway, doing an F1 move in a Mario Kart game. Nice move there from Motorway down the inside and in the same place he did before. Battle between the number 2 drivers of each team of Aston Martin and Williams. That's fun. I'm sorry if I offended someone by saying that. Maybe Motorway will prove he's the number 1 driver and is gonna school Mr. Pitbull on this season. And we'll see if that will happen. But yeah, maybe Motorway is gonna take the lead of the team now. And is gonna let Mr. Pitbull as a number 2 driver. Of course, it's pure jokes. I know you're listening to me possibly. But yeah, I mean, it would be fun actually. Maybe Motorway saying, now Mr. Pitbull, now I'm the boss. Now I'm the boss of the Williams F1 team. Of the Williams Mario Kart team, better said. So yeah, Motorway looking forward to take the lead of the team. Wilco coming into the pit lane. He's gonna try the undercut against Motorway and Jay Vesely. Still use words like undercut in a Mario Kart game, which is pretty nice to see. Meanwhile, Lecosar just saving the battery there in the lead of the race. I guess he's probably gonna wait till Joseph pits to stop himself, or maybe wants to open the gap against Motorway. Wilco coming out in the fresh medium tires. He's gonna be right at the back of Jordi. Jordi, who still has not been able to overtake AJ. AJ managing very well his items. Meanwhile, Jordi has had a little bit of trouble getting those good items to overtake AJ. It's been a little bit of a difficulty for him. Now Jay Vesely starts to lose time against Motorway. Motorway could be on definitely for a podium here today. Yeah, why not believe in the Motorway podium? We're gonna follow this fight between AJ, Jordi and Wilco. Wilco with the fresher tires. Pitbull being helped by all this fight. Is opening the gap already to 10 seconds against AJ. I think it's gonna be very difficult for Jordi or Wilco to try and fight for this podium. Jay Vesely and Motorway aiming for the one-stopper strategy most likely. Motorway is gonna try and open the gap now with possibly better tires than the man on the Aston Martin. Equasar in the lead, already 6 seconds in front of Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely cannot find a response against Equasar's pace today. Equasar simply been dominant. Simply Mr. Pokemon's been very dominant there in his title defense, aiming for his 4th win in his IOR career. Aiming to defend this championship, but the championship definitely not over. Joseph's a very consistent driver, and I believe it's going to be a fun fight for the championship between these two. I believe Joseph will find pace in other tracks. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Where is that? I think that's Jordi. I think that's Jordi. And here comes Noe. Noe down the inside is going to get the overtake done against Jordi. Jordi is going to try and get the overtake done around the outside. Going to try and retake the place. And manages to do so. Does he? Yes, he does. Jordi up now into P8 of the race. Wilco now will stay at the back of AJ. AJ having a little bit of a slide. He's hit a banana there on track. But not enough for Wilco to get the overtake done. Wilco is now going to try and get the overtake done. Maybe down the inside. Nice switch back there from Wilco. Now depends if he does some... Oh! Banging of wheels there in middle of the straight. Wilco hitting a little bit the car there of AJ. AJ now drops down to P7 of the race. Wilco already 12 seconds behind Pitbull. But with a little bit fresher tires. Jordi battling against Noe in what I would name a Mario Kart fight. Both with absolutely no battery. Means both with absolutely no item to use. Both going off the road, or they've hit a banana there in middle of the track. Noe now on the slipstream of Jordi. Into the main straight. I think Noe could get this overtake done. We get AJ battling against Wilco as well. There goes AJ with the golden mushroom around the outside, and it's gonna get the overtake done. We got Noe now with the mushroom as well. No, he's got no mushroom, but he's gonna try and send it down the inside. There goes Jordi going defensive. Defensive position, a great fight here. Now we've got a photo. Wilco at the back of AJ. No move will be done here, but then maybe we're gonna move from Noe. No, he's run out of items. No more items to deploy. Equator in the lead of the race. Oh, Joseph Vesely is closing up the gap. Joseph Vesely is only 5 seconds behind now. Could we see a change here in the lead soon? Maybe Equator's tires are starting to die, but the gap is just 5 seconds now. It was 6, now it's only 5. Both with similar amount of battery. I believe maybe the race is not over yet. Maybe Equator made a mistake though, but Joseph slowly starting to find some pace on this Bahrain GP. Wilco now at the back of AJ. Wilco's hit the item box, has got a triple mushroom, triple red mushroom to deploy when he better thinks it is to deploy them. There he goes, Noe with no item, Jordi with no item as well. Then we get Wilco, who's saving that mushroom, but AJ has actually a golden mushroom and will be able to stay in front most likely. Jordi gets another penalty. Now there goes Wilco, and is not going to be deploying his mushroom, he's just using the slipstream. He won't send it down the inside. Both with items to deploy in the main straight. Here comes Wilco and is gonna deploy now his triple mushroom to try and get the overtake done. But AJ will defend with his golden mushroom. Who's gonna be in front here? There goes AJ, there goes Wilco. There goes Wilco, goes defensive, locks up the tires massively AJ, but manages to stay in front. He has saved a massive amount of battery. He has still that golden mushroom. Now deploying the triple mushroom goes Mr. Wilco. And around the outside goes Wilco's gonna get the overtake done. No, down the inside goes AJ. Nice defense there from the man in the Red Bull. And Noe sticking at the back. Jordi's hit a banana peel there. Goes a little bit off the road. It's cut a little bit of the track there. Now Noe cuts the track as well. Both cutting tracks. What is going on here? I think Jordi has no front wing. Yeah, he's had a little damage in the wing there. He's been hit by a green shell, possibly. Side by side go the two of them into the turn 10 corner. Now deploying both their mushrooms into the straight. Both Equator and Joseph Vesely into the pit lane. Jordi will stay in front. Wilco right at the back of AJ is staying at the back of him to get a nice fight into the next lap. AJ with all their tires managing to defend Wilco very well. He's been using very well his items. Jay Vesely coming into the pit lane as well. He's going to be right behind Mr. Pitbull. And now Motorway is leading a race. Motorway is in the lead of the race. This is something you don't usually see. Motorway in the lead of the race. I definitely wouldn't have thought something like this would happen. But, well, Equator is only 3 seconds behind him. I wonder how much longer is Motorway thinking about extending this stop. Joseph Vesely now 7 seconds behind. That's a big difference. Jay Vesely 7 seconds, almost 8 seconds behind Pitbull. But he, of course, has the fresher tires. So I'm not sure if Pitbull's going to be stopping again. And the battle between Wilco and AJ continues. Here comes AJ with the golden mushroom still in front of Wilco. Is not able to pass. He's put a massive barrier there between him and Wilco. Both British drivers battling here for that P6 of the race at the moment. Jay Vesely, who's come out of the pit lane with no traffic, is still not able to close up the gap to Pitbull. Equusar's lost a little bit of time to Joseph Vesely. The gap is back to being 6 seconds once again, though Joseph Vesely has a little bit more of has a little bit less battery than what Equusar has at the moment. Equusar now starts flying a little bit, starts deploying those mushrooms. He's going to be trying to attack Motorway for the lead of the race. Motorway, maybe he will need a blue shell. I'm not sure if he needs a blue shell, possibly not, because Equusar is coming with a bullet. And now he's going to try and get that overtake done against Motorway. I wonder if Motorway is going to come into the pit and he's going to have to try and defend against Equusar. I don't know what thoughts is Motorway having now against the man in the Mercedes. I gotta say, even with 9 cars, this Mario Kart regulation has given us a great race to watch. And there's actually gonna be great highlights to do about this. No, in the pit lane. Speed in 10-second time penalty. The race has been really fun so far. Jay Vesely now needs to start closing up the gap to Pitbull. He needs to start chasing after the man on the Williams. It's gonna be a really fun fight here for the podium between these guys, between Pitbull, Motorway, Jay Vesely. It's a triple fight for the podium in my opinion, for that third step in the podium. Actually gotta say, yeah, Joseph is safe in that P2 at least, if nothing happens with Equusar. Now Equusar is starting to close up the gap to Motorway. Motorway, who has run out of items. Of course, you don't get good items if you're leading the race. Everyone that has played Mario Kart knows that. Equusar is coming now with a triple mushroom to attack Motorway for that lead of the race. Motorway has no defense against Mr. Pokemon. Coming into the main straight, there goes the Pokemon, using those mushrooms to close up the gap to Motorway. Not yet will attack he, the man on the Williams. Motorway sticks to his lead of the race, but here comes the Pokemon that shouldn't be part of Mario Kart. Well, it's not part of Mario Kart, but I'm happy to have Pokemon in Mario Kart. It's a nice combination, especially if the Pokemon is an IOR champion like Equusar. So yeah, this a crossover between Pokemon and Mario Kart is great in my opinion. It's good to have a Pokemon leading the race and a Pokemon that possibly will win the race, and who knows, possibly will win the championship as well. Mr. Pokemon getting the overtake done against Motorway here. Easy move against the blue car, the Williams car. Now Joseph Vesely is going to be the next one to try and chase after Motorway. And Jay Vesely is trying to chase after Pitbull as well. We follow the battle between AJ and Wilco for that P6 of the race. Oh, he's hit a banana there into the corner, and that allows Wilco to move in front. AJ hit a banana there into turn 10, and that allows Wilco through, but AJ is not gonna give up. Now he's picked an item box, and he's got a triple mushroom to deploy into the main straight. Meanwhile, Wilco has also a triple mushroom actually. Maybe he's deployed one of those 3 mushrooms. Motorway finally comes into the pit lane, the last driver to pit on this race. Going for the one stopper and going for the medium tires. Is he gonna come out? He's gonna come out behind his teammate. He's gonna come out in front or behind Jay Vesely. That's the question now. Pitbull is coming into turn 1. Motorway is coming into turn 1 as well. Motorway's managed to stay in front of Jay Vesely. Great stint there from Motorway. Has managed to stay in front of his rival for this race. And now needs to chase after his own teammate to try and take that last step in the podium. And like I said before, Motorway wants to be the captain now of the Williams team. He wants to take Mr. Pitbull out of that lead of the team. He's quickly closing up the gap to the man on the Williams, to his teammate. Now Motorway has got a bullet to attack his own teammate. His teammate has probably been hit by lightning. and that will allow Motorway to fly and chase after the man on the Williams. There goes Motorway with a great race, a great stint. I think we could say driver of the day if it wasn't for Mr. Pokemon leading this race by a massive gap as well. And this Mario Kart racing style is actually giving us great driving today. Great driving to watch. Even though being only 9 cars, I'm very happy with this GP. And yeah, of course we will be looking to improve the attendance. That's still the goal for this season. We follow now Motorway. We got a yellow flag. Then that's Noe at the back. But now Motorway is closing up the gap to Pitbull. Jay Vessel is not closing the gap that much. But I think the battle is still on between him and Pitbull for that P4 of the race, because yeah, there would be no reason to hold his teammate back. Motorway has got the better strategy, has done the better stint than Pitbull, so this shouldn't be even a fight between teammates. But yeah, Pitbull started to get scared. Motorway is now looking to be the lead man of the team. And a Motorway that deployed all of his mushrooms to close up the gap to his teammate, but I guess he's trusting his teammate won't put things hard for him. Actually, Pitbull has saved a golden mushroom. Is he doing this to defend from his own teammate? That would be a little bit interesting, because they don't have to forget they have Jay Vesely right at the back of them. Motorway with no item at the moment. Pitbull with a massive golden mushroom there to defend against his teammate. This is going to be an interesting story. Is he going to let him through now to try and retake the place into the next straight? He's not doing so. Motorway saving the battery at the moment. There goes Motorway right at the back of Pitbull. Pitbull getting a very poor exit there into the final corner. This is going to be a nice move even without a mushroom, or is it not going to be? They're going to the main straight, they go. There goes Motorway. He's going to get the overtake done against his own teammate. Down the inside goes Motorway. I think, yeah, Pitbull didn't even try to defend it. No, he's not actually, yeah, no, he didn't try to defend it. There goes Motorway up into P3 of the race with no real opposition from part of Pitbull. And now Motorway can just deploy that extra battery from the boost mode and try building the gap. It's actually going to build it just because of the tires. Pitbull tires are possibly dead at the moment. I don't know if maybe Pitbull should come into the pit lane. No, I think he shouldn't, because the only way he's gonna finish on P4 if he stays out. So yeah, I believe Pitbull probably should stay out. Pitbull saving a massive amount of battery. Motorway's been saving battery as well. I think he's gonna give his teammate a little hand here, allowing him to enter into the boost mode for the next lap. Pitbull's closing up the gap to his teammate once again, but this is actually allowing Jay Vesely to massively close up the gap. I think this probably is a wrong strategy by part of the Williams team. They're allowing their rival to close up the gap. This is the only battle we have on at the moment. Pitbull definitely maybe doesn't want to lose the lead of the team against his own teammate Motorway. There goes Pitbull, is going to take the place back once again. Motorway with a fresher tire is going to attack once again. Set up strategy to get boost mode, the two of them. Did it work? No, it didn't work. Motorway didn't get the boost mode. It's Pitbull who got the boost mode. And this is just going to cost them more time against Jay Vesely. This is some disaster class Williams strategy, I would say right now. Maybe they're just going to try and do a sign Singapore 2023. I don't know if that's the plan, but I don't know. It's a little bit weird. Motorway now started to build the gap once again against his teammate. This probably won't slow down for him once again, and he's starting to build up that gap. He definitely should have the better pace compared to Jay Vesely. Jay Vesely, who's now going to try and chase after Pitbull. 3.1 seconds is the difference between Jay Vesely and Pitbull. We'll see if Pitbull is capable of doing something better. Jay Vesely with a little bit fresher tires. Meanwhile, in the lead of the race, the gap's still 6.7 seconds. I think if Joseph did a little bit better to stay into the no, DRS doesn't exist anymore. If he did a little bit better to stay into the boost mode, I think this would have been a very entertaining race between these two. EcoStar has definitely been quicker, but Joseph Vesely has been able to match his pace many times. Now he's closing up the gap once again. But yeah, EcoStar definitely had a much better management of the battery in this race. And now Motorway quickly building the gap against his teammate. Motorway now dominating the Williams team, at least on this race. Motorway getting a podium before Pitbull is something I definitely wasn't expecting to see yet. Now Jay Vesely. Is going to be trying to close up the gap. Pitbull gets a 10-second time penalty for spinning in the pit lane. That's very, very unfortunate for him. Maybe he should have just tried to stay out. Like I said, he actually was having some really strong pace against Jay Vesely. Maybe he had a little chance, unless the tires were about to blow up, then that's a different story. Degradation in Bahrain is kinda high. And now Pitbull's gonna come out right in front of AJ. This shouldn't be a difficult fight between these guys. Well, Jay Vesely starts to close up a little bit the gap against Motorway. Let's not forget the hards seem to be a better tire to be on than the mediums. Could we have a nice battle between these two into the ending stages of the race? Pitbull 18 seconds behind Jay Vesely with fresher tires, but with a 10-second time penalty as well. Now it could well be a fight for the podium between Jay Vesely and Motorway. Motorway seems to have the better pace right now, but we'll see if those tires are gonna last till the end. Motorway has saved a very good amount of battery. Now we'll see if Jay Vesely is capable of getting the best out of those hard compound of tires. Well, not much is happening at the moment. I think Wilco will be getting very close to Noe really soon. Joseph Vesely, keeping similar gap between him and Equisar. Equisar coming for an easy win, and now nothing's really happening in this moment of the race. Maybe Joseph Vesely could come into the pit lane to take the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, definitely Joseph has the gap to do that. Noe is in the pit lane. He's in the soft tire, so yeah, definitely good idea to pit and not block his teammate, though his teammate really has not much to do at the moment. Maybe hope for a puncture on AJ, but AJ actually has the gap to pit again and come out still in P6, so I think that actually may happen as well. Jay Vesely now losing more time against Motorway. Motorway who's done a massive race. A very, very good race from Clear Motorway, who's looking for his first podium in his IOR career. Something I definitely wasn't expecting to see today. Now the gap between the two leaders keeps being the same. 7 seconds. It's basically been that through the since the middle of the race approximately. And yeah, I gotta say Joseph started finding that pace through the laps, and now the pace is equal with Equisar. Would have been fun if he had that pace at the beginning of the race. Would have been a great battle for the race win. Right now there's definitely nothing to do unless the safety car comes out. Equisar is safe in that lead of the race. Now Joseph Vesely with some battery to deploy may try and start to close a little bit the gap. Maybe to say I'm here, I haven't given up. I'm still on for the championship fight. So Equisar versus Joseph is repeating from last season. We don't have Omar this time, but it's going to be a great battle between these two. Mr. Pokemon versus Mr. Joseph Vesely. Both looking for their second championship in their IOR careers. Equisar in the lead of the race, followed by Joseph Vesely, followed by Motorway. Motorway who's losing time to the leaders. Jay Vesely now starts closing up the gap once again to Motorway. There's actually nothing happening at the moment. We can chill a little bit, but yeah, the race is actually quite boring after being really fun for most of the race, because there's not a single fight happening at the moment. We could have Jay Vesely maybe chasing Motorway, but I think it's now getting a little bit difficult as well. Those medium sim will last well to the end of the race. Joseph Vesely has closed up a little bit the gap to Equisar. Equisar Managing all the batteries, same as Joseph Vesely. Joseph now pushing the car a little bit more. The gap's now down to 6 seconds. Started finding some better pace than Mr. Pokemon in the lead of the race. Well, after a very exciting race, nothing is really happening at the moment. I think nothing possibly will happen till the end of the race. Basically, every position is being decided already. Actually, I have no DNF from 9 cars. I'm very happy that everyone did an effort to finish this race. It's gonna be nice points for everyone. I guess it's gonna be Aston Martin leading the constructor standings. Yeah, because Equasar doesn't have a teammate today. Equasar wants to take every single point today. But yeah, I believe Joseph is gonna possibly stop because he has the gap to do so. He has 23 seconds to stop, put those soft tires and get the fastest lap of today's race. Teammate Jay Vesely couldn't do anything against Motorway. Pitbull's not been able to do anything against Jay Vesely as well. Seems like Motorway's really found some great pace on this championship now. Joseph Vesely 6.4 seconds behind Equasar. He's actually getting a little bit, he's gonna get the boost I think from the car in front. He's gonna make it a little bit entertaining now. Joseph using the boost mode. Oh, Motorways picked up a penalty. Not really gonna matter. There's no real chance of a safety car right now anymore. I guess Joseph's gonna pit on lap 27. It has to be lap 27. Because if he pits now, he gives Dan Equasar the chance of pitting as well. And he doesn't want to do that. So one more lap till Joseph comes into the pit lane. Possibly. I suppose he will do. The gap's been 6.2 seconds between the top two. The championship definitely not over. Equasar being the fastest today, but Joseph showing he wants to put on a fight against the reigning Pokemon champion, Mr. Equasar. gonna follow now Joseph, that's possibly, like I said before, coming into the pit lane on this lap to put on the soft set of tires, take the fastest lap of the race, and get one more point for the championship, which of course would leave it a 4-point gap because we use a different point system here in IOR. Here comes Joseph, and why is he not coming into the pit lane? That's a little bit interesting decision from Joseph. Could easily have done so. Maybe Pitbull will want to do it. No, he has a little bit of risk. But he decided not to come into the pit lane. I think I'll ask him why he didn't do it. Yeah, EcoStar is gonna take then a perfect points today. 31 points for the championship. Unless someone decides to come into the pit lane. I don't know who that would be. Maybe Pitbull could take the risk of doing so. Is Pitbull coming in for the fastest lap? No, he's not. Oh, Joseph Vesely maybe believes he could aim for the win. It would be a miracle if that happens, but is he for some reason believing he has a chance? EcoStar suddenly starts losing pace. He's 5 seconds suddenly from being almost 7 seconds. He's lost 2 seconds on that final lap. Maybe saving battery to do a last attempt of the fastest lap. I think that's possibly the reason. But Joseph Vesely starts to close up the gap to him. But yeah, nothing will happen. There's no real chance of an overtake unless he runs out of fuel. But there's no fuel mark in EcoStar's car. So this will be a pretty much easy victory for the man on the Mercedes. And once again, the similarities between real-life F1 and IOR continue. It was a 3-way battle for the championship till the last round in both cases. Next season followed by Mario Kart Regulations, and with Mercedes dominating, well, in this case they are not dominating. I wouldn't say dominating, well, maybe they dominated this race with EcoStar, but I think Joseph Vesely will be on the charge for the title as well. I believe Joseph Vesely will try and defeat EcoStar and not allow him to take those back-to-back titles. So yeah, maybe EcoStar has dominated today. Not a big dominance, only 5 seconds, but I believe Joseph will be looking to chase after him, and it's going to be a nice fight for the title between these two. But no, actually, that will be only in these 2 rounds, because then Mr. Yoshi will come and he will dominate the entire season. Gonna go on with EcoStar then for the last meters of this Bahrain GP. New regulations, Mario Kart regulations. EcoStar didn't really have to fight anyone through the whole race. Had Joseph at his boost for a little bit of time, then quickly opened the gap. Just had to manage the battery, manage the tires, and now EcoStar will come to win the first race of the season. Let's not forget about Motorway who's coming here to Bahrain to take his first podium in his IOR career. Had a pretty hard season last one, did some great races, and a couple of them never got close to being on the podium, but today he's picked up that first podium of the season. Jay Vesely will come in P4. Pitbull, who has to see his teammate finish in front of him. Maybe it's time to start getting a little bit more serious, Mr. Pitbull, because you got there a little inner battle in Williams, because Motorway wants to take that spot as the leading man of the team. Jordi and Noe finished the race being lapped. Then we get AJ and Wilco. Wilco, who's been chasing AJ but not getting enough close. I'm not sure if with penalties he will finish ahead. I gotta say that was a very fun Mario Kart race. With 9 cars, I gotta say I was very entertained, while someone was in the boost gap. We can't say the DRS gap anymore. But I can say it was a very fun race from my side. Of course, we have to work in increasing the attendance. That's definitely the main goal right now. But testing the race, the first race with these regulations, I can say at least in the game, it's really fun to watch. Probably will give us great entertainment through the season, and yeah, definitely looking forward to make this grid grow. 9 cars, not the ideal, but it was very fun today. But yeah, we must keep improving and looking for more drivers. By now we got a nice championship fight between Equusar and Joseph Vesely. Then we will head into... We'll head into... What's the next track? It's Australia. We'll find which one to compare to a Mario Kart track. We will go now with the anthems like usual. Give me a little second to go with them. God then the national anthem of Vietnam for a race winner, Mr. Pokemon Equasar. And the national anthem this time of Germany for Team Mercedes that starts with a race win. Joseph Astley looking on the chase there into next round into Australia. Like I said before, we look which track in Mario Kart to compare it to. Maybe Moo Moo Meadows, I don't know. Could well be, and I don't think we're gonna have interviews because I think people want to watch the World Cup, so
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Congratulations, my boy.
I did it. I did it,
You did
man.
it.
Did
You
it.
did it.
Had
You did it.
wow. Just what a way to start.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's just wait on the clown.
Mhm.
there's one of them.
It's the man, the myth, the legend.
The season 12 champion. Dun, 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 dun. Now race winner in the Mushroom Cup Championship.
Dude,
I
wait, where's Joseph? No Joseph.
have no idea where he is, dude.
I'm dying up here.
He's probably a posh, you know. He's already here, David.
Yeah, I was waiting if Joseph was gonna come, but I don't know.
Well, he better.
He may be watching the World Cup, so I don't know.
Ah, fuck it then. Right, go on. Away you go, sir.
Well, let's start then with the post-race interviews of this first round of the Mushroom Cup, also known as Season 13, but yeah, mainly the Mushroom Cup. So, first of all, gotta congratulate the winner once again, Mr. Equisar, Mr. Pokemon, for winning this season opener here in Bahrain. Great start to defend this championship, I guess. In terms of qualifying, it was a massively dominant qualifying, more than a second gap to Joseph in P2. Then in the race, those first laps basically gave you that clean air you needed. You opened the gap against Joseph in the boost mode. We don't say DRS anymore. That word doesn't exist for us anymore. Boost mode is actually a normal word, so we will use a mushroom mode. So, yeah, Joseph was out of...
Sorry. Mushroom zone. Where do you get hell? Oh, carry on.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, well, you got out of the mushroom zone, and that allowed you to pull away, of course. Didn't give Joseph that chance to close up. And, well, then Joseph started, like you said, managing that battery, learning a little bit better how these Mario Kart cars are raced in this track known as Desert Hills, which was in the Mario Kart Wii from like 20 years ago. But anyway, you found your pace there at the front. Maybe a little bit of redemption for last season here in Bahrain, though those were F1 cars where you could finish in P3. Omar was had a really nice race then. But today, I can say you managed that race pretty well. You didn't have much battles on track today. Actually, you didn't have a single battle apart from Motorway, but that is basically a battle against a car that still hadn't pitted, so it wasn't really for position. But then Joseph started finding the pace in those final laps. I would say the pace between the two of you was pretty much the same. So what would you say about the race itself? How are you looking into the season? I mean, Joseph has shown great pace. I guess he probably will be there to fight you through the rest of the season, like was the case in the last one, at least in the first couple of rounds now with this new Mario Kart regulation. So yeah, talk us a little bit about the race and what you expect in this championship, which you are defending your title.
Hey, yeah, that mushroom mode helped a lot, big time. That mushroom boost, DRS, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was important for me to get away quite early. I didn't think I would because what is it? Joseph stayed with me for the first couple of laps. So I wasn't really sure on what I should really do, if I should push or not. But I decided to just stick with just like really saving the battery because that really seems to be the OP strategy for this game now. Um, and I think he was pushing quite a lot. He probably was using a lot of his batteries. So um, look, this at the moment it's our first race of the season, and it's probably the first race of like everyone. I mean, for me, it is personally. Like I've not done any 50%, not even in any practice. So I mean, look, there's a lot to learn in the game. Um, and obviously we had like half a grid as well. So there was a lot of names that was missing today. I think Charlie signed up, but I don't know what happened with him. He signed out last minute, I think. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not looking at the championship really. It's like I said, it's so early to even think about that. But it, it's nice to win the first race. I must admit, very nice. And what a pleasure to share it with Joseph again, and also Motorway's first podium, I believe, in IOR. So huge congrats to him. Well done. I think Pitbull had a chance as well because he was in P3 for a lot of the race, like early on, I believe. And also that Geordie as well, like came out of nowhere. I saw he was in P3 as well. So that was, I don't know what happened there at the start. There was a lot of people on softs doing different strategies. But yeah, this is the thing. Like I said, it's early doors. We're gonna do like different strategies and stuff. Just see how it goes.
Well, that's a nice take about this first round. Even though you were alone at the front, you could get a lot of information from this race. There's still much more to find out, and Bahrain is actually a track where you can save the battery, I think, through that second sector. And yeah, about Joseph, I actually could see in the telemetry that he was deploying all of his mushrooms in the first couple of laps. So he basically ran out of items. Well, you still had your mushrooms to use, and when I saw that, I knew, yeah, he's pulling away. No chance for Joseph to catch up. Then I guess he started learning how to manage the battery, and the gap starting to get a little bit closer. But the gap by then was already like 4 seconds, and. Yeah, Bahrain was an interesting track to experience these new regulations. But I may ask, how are you looking forward into Australia? I think it's going to be a track where the management of the battery is going to be a little bit more difficult. There's not much places where you can really save. It's a track with a bunch of speeding zones. You have to go full throttle through most of the track. Unlike Bahrain, which you have those corners mostly in sector 2. So how are you looking forward to that? I think breaking the mushroom zone is going to be a little bit difficult compared to this track.
Yeah, that's another thing with this game as well, isn't it? Well, probably I guess in real life as well is that with the tracks, there's different like regeneration speed on them, and yeah, I've done like a couple of five lappers on Australia, and it's very difficult to save. So it's just going to be one of them races where everyone's going to be like on zero, coming into like that huge straight before that S's. So you might see, we probably will see more closer racing in that regard. Um, and yeah, I mean, for me personally, there's so much to learn, like with these setups as well. Um, they seem to be a little bit different from, well, they're way different from the last game. So, and the whole driving is just so different. Um, I mean, like for me, I prefer all of the other like years before this, because you can really push the car. Like that's always been, in my opinion, the point of racing is to push that car to the limit. But obviously, with these new regs, that's the way they're going. So the real drivers face it in real life. They show a lot of hate towards it as well. But I mean, I guess some also are enjoying it as well, and maybe I will at some point. But um, yeah, we'll see how Australia goes. I guess I'll do some practicing for that. Get ready for that.
And yeah, that's basically my opinion as well about the new regs. Like you say, I agree with you totally in that F1 should be about pushing cars to the limit and not be saving all the time. But by the other hand, I actually can say that these regulations are really fun. Maybe not in a classic F1 style, but yeah, in a Mario Kart style. But it's still fun racing. Like, getting all those mushrooms, those saving, those item boxes, maybe hitting someone with bananas or green shells. It's still really enjoyable. And Like with
Or
some
squid
people,
ink.
and even with 9
Definitely.
cars, I can say that we got a really fun race. Like, fun was there, definitely. I think everyone enjoyed it, even though the attendance was low. And yeah, I want to see how this goes with 20 cars and with some crazy drivers getting into the grid as well. So I think it's going to be real fun this season, even though it's not the typical F1 racing we've had for the past years. Basically, for every single year, it's now a totally new way of racing. But I believe, at least in the game, it can be real fun. Still, we'll have to manage that battery, have to learn how to do it. It's not exactly F1 racing, it's Mario Kart racing, but still racing after all. So we're enjoying it, and yeah, I expect to have some really good action into the next couple of rounds with those mushrooms, golden mushrooms, stars, and stuff like that.
Flying bullets.
Exactly. Lightning.
Yep.
But well, congratulations, Mr. Rekosar, for another victory in IOR. Your first of the season, your first as a defending champion, and well, your second win in a row as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations,
Thank
my boy.
you. Appreciate that. I'm hoping we get some more numbers next week.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a tough time. Like, um, I think the season was quite early, in my opinion, a little bit early maybe. So it's quite difficult for people to like even adjust to get into the groove of the games. And with the World Cup as well, it's a little bit difficult. But uh, yeah, we'll soldier on, see how it goes, man. And best of luck to everyone in the next races.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yup, thanks, bro.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, we'll look forward to increase the attendance. And yeah, like you say, it's a little bit difficult because of this new reg. Some people not liking them. We got one guy that didn't want to race because of it, but yeah, we're getting used to it. We'll find people that are interested, and yeah, we'll take this season like a little bit of a warm up for what probably should be season 14, and we'll name that Flower Cup, which is the next one, and that then will be when we expect to have a full attendance every race. But yeah, well, the attendance I have faith will be increasing week after week. Hopefully next week we will have much better numbers. But now let's move with Mr. Motorway, who's got his first podium in his IOR career today. Totally unexpected in my opinion, and well, Owen Pitbull was usually the man in front in the Williams team. Now there's some inner war, looks like, inside Williams, but actually a good team strategy as well. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice inner battle, nice battle maybe with the Aston Martin guys as well. That looks to be a strong team. Mercedes, of course, will be on the fight when and the other driver, I think it's Tom, his name, gets back into racing. Well, starts race because he's not make his debut yet. But actually, gotta say, you got a very nice strategy for the position you were starting. You managed those hard tires in that first stint in a very nice way. Managed to open that gap against Jay Vesely, and even managed to make the overcut on him. Then chased quickly after your own teammate. Lost a little bit of time with him. I don't know what happened there, but a little bit of an exchange of positions. But thankfully, you had the pace against Jay Vesely and managed to keep it and extend a little bit more. Even you got that penalty, but it was enough to stay into the podium. So what can you say about your race? I think P3 was the better you could achieve today. Who knows in the future? Maybe in Australia it will be a little bit different. Probably we'll have closer racing then due to the how the track is. So yeah, how are you looking forward into that?
Well, no, I can speak properly. The start of the race was quite good. Starting P5, good qualifying. Could have done better though, as always. Start of the race, getting turn one, fell back to ninth. And trying to catch everybody was just trying to pick them off one by one. And tire strategy, tires were going good for good, so I decided to extend that stint for a bit. It worked out. Was able to get in front of Vesely on the pit exit, and then trying to get up to my teammate Pitbull, who I've now successfully beaten to the podium.
Bitch.
Getting able to try to catch him on that second stint wasn't that difficult. Only worry was getting that penalty about 6 laps to go. Barely left the track, but they still gave it to me. Able to hold off Vesely good enough to secure P3 and just took it onto the finish line.
And yep, that was a very nice executed race from you. The pace was definitely there, but the strategy I think was the key on this. Well, Pitbull was in front of you in the first part of the race, qualifying as well, I think. But yeah, the strategy is what gave you that P3 position. Mainly, but the pace was actually very good as well. Now we'll see in Australia how things will go. If maybe you can repeat, who knows? We're expecting more people to join for that race. But at least with the current guys in the grid right now, I would say you probably are top 5 in terms of pace. I don't know if you were faster than Pitbull, like maybe you were a little bit, but I think the strategy is what decided today the result, because you know Pitbull started on the soft tires. But I can say your team is looking actually very solid through the season. I think we're definitely faster than Jay Vesely, managed to even overcut him. So yeah, the pace for you two guys is looking really good in this season. We'll see when more drivers start coming into the grid if you will stay up there in the top 5. I hope you do, because I know you've practiced hard in this new regulations for this new game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you can do in the next couple of rounds. How do you expect to perform in Australia?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see till we get there. Took time in the off season to practice for Bahrain, fine tune our setups, get us dialed in as best as we can, and they paid off luckily. So hopefully we can do that in Australia. So once we get there, I'm gonna try our hardest to repeat. If not, try to get second, maybe a win. Who knows? But I have to thank my teammate Pitbull here for helping me get to where I am. He's the one who brought me onto this team, helped me work as hard as I can, and finally glad to see that work paying off.
Actually, that's true. I mean, you joined the league like a year ago, almost, season 11, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, I remember those first couple of races, you were finishing like 1 lap behind, like before the league was streamed. Then last season, you were starting doing really good laps in qualifying. I remember in the last couple of rounds. And yeah, finally this season, race 1, and you're already in the podium in front of your teammate as well. So it's been a massive leap from you in a couple of months from what it was, and who knows what it will be in a couple more months. At least you have that podium. Who knows? Maybe the win will come soon as well.
Well, hope for that win. If any track it's gonna happen, expect it at Austria. That's all I can say. Watch out for Austria.
I'll remember that, and we'll be looking forward into that race.
Oof. Bold prediction.
Very bold, but I'm willing to put my honor on the line.
And I'm gonna move now with Mr. Pitbull for today's race. I'm gonna say once again, it's a good first impression about the Williams team. In your case, I guess you probably are a little bit disappointed with the strategy. The two-stopper wasn't the right call, definitely, after what we saw. It was a nice first, and you had some nice battle with Jordi in the first couple of laps till you managed to clear him. Then you pitted quite early because, of course, you were on the soft set of tires. Had to stop again because I guess those hards were probably dead. I would have stayed out if I don't know, of course, how bad were the tires, but I think maybe staying out would have been a little bit better in case they weren't about to explode, which you'll tell me now if it was the case or not. Because the gap with Jay Vesely wasn't falling off that quickly, so maybe there was a little chance to stay in front. But yeah, P5 was the worst you could have got today. Like even pitting, you weren't gonna finish any lower than that. So still great points for the team, and great result for yourself as well. P5. I don't remember if you actually got a P5 last season, maybe a P6, but P5 is still a good result. And by the pace you have shown, definitely the podium will have to come at some point. Like it definitely will. I don't know when, but you will definitely be on the podium. But what can you say about today's race? Maybe would have you think if you did a different strategy would be on the podium, maybe, or maybe you think Motorwheel was actually quicker through the whole race. Maybe now you will tell us.
I mean, motorways he's growing from strength to strength, race after race. You know, since he started in I think it was late season 11 or the halfway through, something like that. Um, you know, yeah, like you said, he was towards the back end of the field, and as the seasons have gone on, he's just grown from strength to strength. You know, and I I couldn't have been more proud. I couldn't be more proud of him. You know, he's earned this P3. He has earned this. You know what I mean? And yeah, the race itself for me, you know, it was tough. It was tough. You know, the soft tires, they were pretty much dead after 6 laps. You know, they were on I think it was like 48 on the rears and 35 on the fronts. So yeah, they were pretty much knackered after 6 laps. The hard tire stint wasn't too bad. I could have gone an extra couple of laps if I wanted to, but I had who was it that I had behind me? I had Jay Vesley behind me. He was pushing quite a bit, and then obviously Motorway was coming up behind me pretty damn quick on the mediums. Obviously I wasn't going to fight it. You know, at the end of the day, he was on quicker tires. I was on older tires, so you know, he made the move, got into P3, and he sailed away with it. But yeah, P5 is the best position I've got in this league so far. I'm happy with that regardless. I'm just happy that, you know, we've got some really good, decent points for the team. You know, I also have to thank him for, you know, keeping me going, pushing, you know, week after week, you know, constant practice that we put in, you know, like you said, fine tuning the setups, making sure the strategies work and whatnot. Yeah. Happy days.
Well, I can say you've made a very nice team, the two of you there in Williams. It's already your second season in the Williams team, and you have a great relationship as teammates, which is really, really nice to see. I don't know when was the last time you had such good teammates, like with each other, like working actually as a team and not just like, you know, there are fast guys that sometimes team up, but in your case, you actually know how to do teamwork all together and have a very nice relationship off track as well. So that's gonna be nice to watch coming into the rest of the season. I believe that teamwork will take you very high in the standings as well. Who knows? Maybe even win the championship, the constructors. I think it's not impossible. Well, it will depend on the attendance as well, of course. At the moment, we have Aston Martin, which is looking solid as well, knowing one of the championship contenders is driving for them. Then we got Mercedes, who has the current champion and already a race winner in championship leader, Equusar. Teammate, we are still to see what his pace is in the coming rounds. But yeah, I believe if you keep scoring good points like today, P3, P5 is a great way to start the season. Then yeah, I believe you can be in the fight. If not, maybe win it. Maybe a top 3 would be nice in your second season as teammates. So I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of your season. Definitely looking forward to see where you can actually get, how many podiums you can get. If maybe like we said before, if maybe even that win can come, maybe in Austria, like you mentioned before. So I can say I'm really excited for what's coming next. And in your case, Pitbull, what are you expecting in Australia? How do you think that track will suit your driving style? What you have practiced already?
I mean, I like Australia. I do like that track. It can be quite oversteery if you get get on the throttle too early, and it can also shred the tires completely. You know, if you kicking too much speed. I think the track is like 75% top speed. I could be wrong. But we've just got to do the same as we always do. Practice hard, make sure the setups are perfect, make sure the tire strategies are down to a T. And yeah, maybe we can get another podium. If not, another top 5, But like you said, the Astons seem to be on really good pace right now. Equazar, absolute legend, running away with it as he always does. Couldn't be more happy for him. But it's if we get more drivers for the next race, I'm hoping we do. Top 10, easy.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, I'd say if with a full grid, you still definitely will make it into the top 10. Because also the consistency is always there with you. You're actually a very consistent pairing, like I already said. Like last season, maybe you weren't at the front, but you still were scoring very nice points. Pitbull managed to get that P10 in the standings, which was a great step forward in your racing career since you've moved to the wheel as well, which will slowly start giving you more pace. And yep, Australia is going to be, like you say, a pretty interesting race. Hopefully we'll have more drivers. Yeah, we will have more drivers because I'll do my best to work in racing the attendance. Still got to communicate with the guys that didn't even say a thing for today's race, which have been called with time. If needed, we'll recruit more drivers, maybe look more in lobbies. I think with the current pace we have in the league, we can recruit rookies so they can start growing as well. And with these new regulations, which is giving us fun racing either way, I think no matter the attendance, we're still going to have good fun, like we've already seen today. I actually want to see what...
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I was gonna say, I want to see what drivers like Charlie, for example, can do. Like, we know he was really quick in that preseason race. We got then Infinity, who was a very fast driver as well in that race. And I want to see what Mr. Dinosaur can do as well. I mean, it's Yoshi from Mario Kart, so I definitely expect him to do good in this with these new regulations. I'm quite interested in see what they can do. I don't know if there's another driver maybe on the grid that gives me some curiosity to know what they will be capable of doing so. But I think the season is going to be pretty mixed up. I think we probably will have a good amount of race winners. Hopefully we'll have a good amount of different race winners, and it's not just going to be one driver dominating. Good if it happens. I mean, Equusar's deserved that win today, and if he keeps dominating, then it's totally fine. I mean, he will be on a great run, but I definitely expect to see a very competitive season. I think Joseph definitely will win at some point. Charlie, if he shows up, he will definitely win at some point as well. And yeah, we gotta see what everyone else can do. We can have some surprise winners as well, and surprise podiums as well from the rookies. Want to see what some of our rookies can do as well. So yeah, definitely looking forward into the Mushroom Cup, and I hope you do the graphic and name it Mushroom Cup for the standings. So I'll ask you that personally now.
No, I did not.
That'd be funny, man.
No, I did not. What I will say though is we all know that Revenge 10 has got some really good pace. The other guy in the Ferrari, we already know he's got some good pace when he locks in. Charlie, I've raced with him before, back in COVID era. Absolutely, really, really, really quick driver. And he is probably one of the best that I know of. So yeah, it would be interesting to see if he takes the fight to Equazar in the up and coming rounds. Hopefully he's there for Australia. But yeah, like you said, during the preseason race, he was really quick. He managed to have the boost mode saving down to a T. But yeah, seems like he's on really, really good pace. Really good pace. Hopefully we'll see him for round 2 in Australia, but who knows? Who knows?
Well then, thanks Motorway. I saw you already left, but I guess you're still listening to the stream. Thanks Pitbull as well, and congratulations once again for that great start of the season. But now we're gonna
Thank
end
you.
the post-race interviews, and yeah, it's time to go then. We've already extended a lot, but it was a nice talk. And yeah, I'm definitely already excited for next round in Australia. So thanks guys, thanks to everyone as well for watching. I saw we got some couple nice amount of viewers there in the Twitch channel, even though being only 9 racers, which also makes me happy. So yeah, looking forward into Australia and to increasing the numbers, which is now the main goal. And yeah, we know now with today's race that we're gonna have fun. Don't matter the number we get, but yeah, still the goal is to have as much as possible. We got now 22 spots, so we need to try and get a race with full grid. Maybe not next week, but we will work for that goal during the season. So once again, thanks to everyone, and goodbye. We'll meet next week for Australia.